Arizona's new immigration law set off protests around the country. Some cities, including St. Paul, even cut travel to the state for conventions. Well, now a similar idea is being introduced here in Minnesota.
Under the law, if reasonable suspicion exists that a person is an alien and is unlawfully in the United States, an attempt can be made to determine the immigration status of that person. Pat Kessler's at the Capitol. Boy, we're following right in Arizona's footsteps, it sounds like, Pat.
You know, it's really true. People are just beginning to find out about this bill introduction today. Late this afternoon, the bill introduced in the Minnesota House is exactly patterned after that controversial Arizona law. It does give broad powers not just to police, but also to public officials to check the immigration status of people that they do believe are illegal. Now, the law sparked fierce protest in Arizona in the last few days. It's also caused an uproar from civil rights groups around the country who say it's racist. The Minnesota lawmaker who introduced it here said police will not be able to stop anyone because of the race or skin color, but they can check the immigration status if the person is stopped for another reason.
You know, if you're law enforcement and you stop somebody in a van and the van is plumb full of a bunch of people, that is not a normal behavior, and they're on their way from a major employer to somewhere else or to a major employer, that may be reasonable suspicion.
So they're brown?
They're brown or they're white or they're whatever color they may be.
That's show me your papers type stuff?
Exactly.
As you know, the population has grown. A lot of people look like me today in Minnesota. So I'm going to have to carry my papers with me. And a lot of citizens are going to have to carry their papers with them.
Senator Doris Ray telling us she is very disturbed by this bill introduction. She believes it is discriminatory. Frank and Amelia, the Minnesota law also applies to anyone in Minnesota who is applying for federal benefits. Any government benefits, they will be required under this law to show their papers, prove they are citizens, and if they're not, that they're legal immigrants.
Pat, I don't know if you know about this exactly, but I mean, we've seen all the civil rights issues and a lot of protests, and people are very unhappy about this. Are there some polls out there that show that a lot of people just want something done on immigration and might not have a ton of problem with this?
You know, people do have problems with this bill, but also everyone seems to have a big problem with immigration. The one thing people agree on is that the federal government has not done enough to fix this immigration problem. Some people in Minnesota say it's immigrants are overrunning Minnesota. We heard that today. But in fact, they're not. And yet the federal government has not done anything exactly to fix this. You're going to hear about this a lot in the next few days.
Oh, I'm sure we will.
And Pat, can we just talk really quickly, any fallout from yesterday's unallotment decision?
Yeah, you know, we're hearing some stuff that's pretty disturbing also on that front. Lawmakers are startled today, they say, to learn that the governor is saying that Minnesota could run out of money. Minnesota could be broke in the next week if it is required to pay back all of these unallotment shifts that the governor did last year and that the Supreme Court ruled were illegal. So big drama developing here at the Capitol over that. They're going to have to find this money somewhere, but Minnesota, they say, is on the precipice of not having any money. So watch that very closely for government shutdown, things like that.
We know you will be in the show again tomorrow now, Pat.
We'll watch.
No doubt.
Thank you.